Welcome to Provo, Utah on a spectacular evening for college football. One of the most scenic areas of the country, and beautiful weather tonight for Cal and BYU. Two teams on an uptick, undefeated for week 2 inside of Lavelle Edwards Stadium. The Cougars of BYU and the Cal Golden Bears getting set to tangle for the first time in 3 years. Both teams coming in undefeated at 1-0. Great to have you with us tonight. And if you're unaware of what happened in week 1, it was a great start for Cal at home against North Carolina, forcing 4 turnovers as the Bears defeated the Tar Heels 24-17. Meanwhile, for BYU, one of the great upsets in week 1. On the road at Arizona, Squally Canada was the hero in the 28-23 victory as the Cougars got off to a great start in 2018. Great to have you with us. Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, Mark Morgan joins us on the sidelines moments from now. And tell you what, we got a good game with two teams on an uptick entering week 2.
We do. Both Cal and BYU bring in a lot of weapons offensively, Roy, but I think this is a game that gets won or lost in the trenches, and so both teams will try to own that line of scrimmage. I think the offensive line becomes a very important part of it, and behind that offensive line are two really good running backs, respectively, for each team. Patrick Laird from the Cal Bears, tapping on 100 yards, close to 100 yards last week against North Carolina. And then Squally Canada had himself a nice game against Arizona, a couple big runs. He's a great runner at the point of attack. Expect him to get a lot of touches tonight.
Well, Squally's dropping mixtapes. He's scoring touchdowns and rushing for nearly 100 yards in week 1. Meanwhile, for BYU at quarterback, Tanner Mangum returns. It's his senior season. He was a freshman that threw for over 3,000 yards way back when. Suffered a ruptured Achilles last year. But today, Tom Ramsey, he turns 25 years of age, the birthday boy, under center once again for the Cougars. And for more on Tanner Mangum, we send you down to the sideline. And Mark Morgan. Mark.
Roy, thanks so much. As you said, Tyler Mangum, the quarterback for BYU, turns 25 years old today. But true to his personality, his birthday has been very low-key. No major celebration. His mother, his father, his 2 brothers, and his 2 sisters are here at Lavelle Edwards Stadium, per usual, to cheer him on. In fact, Tanner told us, he said, hey, guys, I want to focus on this game and not my birthday. And remember, as you said, this is a player coming off a lackluster 2017 season that was ended with an Achilles injury. So what better way to celebrate turning 25 than with a win over Cal tonight?
Mark, well said. It's a whiteout inside of Lavelle Edwards Stadium. Beautiful conditions tonight. Temperatures in the 80s. No threat of rain. In fact, 77 to kick things off for week 2. What a wild day it's been in college football. And we'll tell you more about that as we go through. Justin Wilcox, year 2 at Berkeley. 6 and 7, the former Oregon defensive back.
Number 80 for Cal.
And Kalani Sitake, year 3. Interesting conversations were had this week between this BYU coaching staff and our ESPN crew. We'll tell you more about that as we go through. Cal won the coin toss and has deferred. It'll be Chris Landgreed to kick things off. What a great environment, and exactly what you would expect after BYU upset Arizona on the road last week.
Great environment, beautiful night, natural grass field. It's time to kick it off, play a little ball.
Levahifo, Matt Hadley back deep to receive. And Hifo will watch it sail over his head. It'll pop out to the 25. It'll be 1st and 10 for BYU. And our first look at Tanner Mangum. We asked him about his legacy, and he said, guys, it's too early to talk about that. We've got a game to play tonight. But you know how important this is going to be in facing a team from the Pac-12, Tom. He wants to get off to a better start than he did a week ago.
Well, they did struggle early, Roy, and I think it is imperative for them to come out, make a couple first downs, get the chains going. But they face an awfully tough Cal defensive front, and you're going to see 4 defensive linemen tonight of Cal, and Tevin Paul gets the start at one defensive end.
Cal will try to go jumbo to match the size of the Cougars. Straight ahead goes Canada, and a pickup of 3 on first down. Well, you love the early chess matches. California, without the services of Cameron Good tonight, their versatile linebacker has chosen to add some beef up front to face off against this very physical Cougars club.
Yeah, that is a great point. Cameron Good out, number 19. And, of course, he had an interception and a pick 6 last week against North Carolina. But number 96, Tevin Paul, who was on that first tackle, he comes in and gets the start at defensive end.
Jumbo look for the Cougars on 2nd and 7 as Mangum flings it complete. 2 yards short of the first down. Ganashik brought down the receiver. That was Lulu Pututau, his first catch of the night after grabbing 3 a week ago. Now with tempo, Canada straight ahead. Needed to get to the 35, and Tom, that one's going to be close.
Yeah, they may have to measure on this. It was awfully close. They're going to go ahead, give him the first down. It was nice, good use of no huddle right there, partner, where BYU just went ahead up tempo, no huddle, got the ball to Canada. He gets ahead, just a few inches ahead for the first down.
BYU is being sent off for improper knee pads.
Lonnie Sitake back to the drawing board this offseason, trying to figure out how to be more productive offensively. He'll run the multiple pro-style set. We've seen jumbo packages thus far. Play action for Mangum. First down. His tight end, a freshman All-American a year ago, Matt Bushman, in a gain of 12. Elijah Hicks with a tackle.
Well, Matt Bushman's just a great player, and you'd expect him. He only caught 1 ball a week ago. That ball went for a touchdown and 24 yards, but Mangum finds him crossing the defense of Cal, and you know that's just a good spot throw right there in between defenders, and another first down for BYU.
We'll back him up a couple of yards, do first down over, play action for Mangum. Now flushed. Towards Achilles last year, week 7 at Fresno State. Tom, you and I were there, but appears to be healthy after missing the bulk of spring practice.
He really did have a tough year, and when you look up, you know, perseverance, Tanner Mangum really had he's had quite a career, turning 25 today, missed 5 games last year, started 8, threw for over 1,500 yards, 8 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and of course the offensive coordinator from last year, the great Ty Detmer, was relieved of his duties. So that's how it goes sometimes in college football. You don't put points on the board and you say bye-bye.
Lupini Katoa with a first down. So on 2nd and long, the delayed handoff to Lupini Katoa and a gain of 13.
Well, the other guy I liked on film this week was Lupini Katoa. Katoa is a great change of pace guy, but not only a change of pace. He's strong, he's elusive, and he'll get to that second level quick right there. Just great athleticism again by Katoa.
Two tight end formation on 1st and 10. Now in plus territory, Mangum looking deep, flings it to the flats. Powell with a reception and a short pickup on first down. Evan Weaver with his first stop.
You know, interesting, talking to the BYU coaches, one of the questions to Jeff Grimes, the offensive coordinator, was, hey, you got so many playmakers. Do you have enough balls in the play call bag to get them around? And Pau is one guy, number 84, who's a real special guy. Bushman, of course, the tight end. And then really one of the guys that hasn't touched it yet, Oliva Hifo.
Hodge in at quarterback. He'll run some Wildcat with Bo Hodge, the son of Merrill Hodge. Ganashik with the stop and a quality gain on 2nd down. A big 3rd down upcoming.
And again, up tempo, right on top of the ball is BYU.
Mangum under center, the flip to Hodge. Needed 3. And Tom, by the initial spot, he's going to be marked just short. Cameron Bynum, who had a big week last week in the win against North Carolina, credited with a tackle.
Well, and Hodge they're going for it on 4th down. Hodge just lowered his helmet and his eyes.
Same play call. Hodge lunge for the first down. Did he get there? And I don't know. One more look.
Well, he is athletic right there again. Same play as 3rd down, and
he's going to be short.
Well, we asked Coach Sataki yesterday about going for it on 4th down, and you know what? Sometimes you just get the feeling, Roy, and you want to get the chains moving, you want to keep the drive alive.
Back in Provo, Chase Garbers on the verge of making his first start in his collegiate career, number 7 for the Cal Golden Bears. In a scoreless tilt, Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, Mark Morgan. A beautiful night for football, and there's a look at number 7 getting the start tonight. Came off the bench a week ago, and the inside give is brought down for a loss of 1. Sonoe Taki with his stop, and tell you what, he was all over the field last week, Tom. The win at Arizona, as you see Garbers.
Yeah, Garbers getting his first start. Redshirt freshman out of Corona Del Mar High School, Newport Beach, and had some decent numbers a week ago. You know, I think all the quarterbacks were a little nervous for Cal.
And after the carry by Laird, that one batted in the air, nearly picked off. Trajan Peely got his big paw up there, whacked that one down.
Oh, and here's the problem facing the BYU defense, Roy. They're big and physical inside, and they push the pocket right there. They just collapse the pocket on Garbers. He's got a long 3rd down facing him now.
Brandon McElwain, the transfer from South Carolina, steps in at quarterback. Also plays for the Cal Bears baseball program. Needed less than a yard, and he got that and a little bit more. Butch Pau brought him down, the inside backer. Now, McElwain, an interesting case study. Was Gatorade Player of the Year in Pennsylvania. Went to South Carolina. He'll step off the field here. Didn't work out. Jake Bentley took over the Gamecocks offense, and McElwain transferred to Berkeley. Now Garber's back in.
Yeah, nice little package for McElwain getting a 1st down.
Duncan in motion. Laird. A little razzle-dazzle, some shake and bake, and that'll be good enough to move the chains. Austin Lee with a stop.
Really good patience that time by Laird, setting up his blockers, and you know that's just a smart runner right there. You see him, he's letting his guys work out in front. Watch how down the line the center Holmes gets a nice block, and then he runs right off it, right off his hip.
Back to live action. Garbers in front of Vic Wharton. Led Cal in the receiving last year. Garbers would like to have that one back. Wharton broke open. He was covered by Michael Shelton, but not very well.
Yeah, it looked like he had a step on Shelton, and you know they're going to put the corners on an island sometimes. Chris Wilcox, the other corner, they'll get some business out there. Shelton, that time he comes off the field.
Garbers, who adds this dimension to the Bears offense, picks up a 1st down, and now in BYU territory. Well, that's the reason they wanted to start him tonight in place of Ross Bowers. It's a gain of 16.
That's exactly the reason he got the start. You're right there, a little zone read inside.
And straight ahead for a short gain. Up to the 40-yard line goes Laird, who carried the ball 29 times last week against North Carolina. Devin Kafusi with the hit. Now the Kafusi brothers, one of the great stories here at BYU. 92 Devin and 90 Corbett. A nice 1-2 punch, and perhaps 2 players that have NFL ability.
Well, big brother Bronson on the New York Jets roster as of today.
McElwain back in at quarterback on 2nd down. Right up the gut to the 35. That'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Well, they have to respect the perimeter because McElwain can throw it, as you mentioned. Being a transfer, being a baseball player, I mean, he can spin it out there. He had a couple throws last week against North Carolina, 1 for 2 on the day, and just missed throwing a touchdown. The ball got batted down last week.
Left side, and a shoestring stop as Hawkins was tackled by Zane Anderson. Tommy's going to lose 2.
Anderson's another transitional player, Roy. He used to play in the defensive backfield, moved up to linebacker. He told us coming off the field yesterday, he said, yeah, you know, I'm a little closer to the action and things are happening pretty quick. And right there, just a great reaction that time to make the hit in the backfield.
Crowd is lively on 4th down. Seven in the box. Garbers. Warden's got it, and that'll move the chains inside the 25. He just grabbed the inside leverage in front of Keenan Ellis, the backup corner.
Yeah, true freshman Keenan Ellis, and I just think they looked at what the matchups were, and the boundary corner was the guy to go to and go against on 4th down. A nice throw and catch.
I love it when you quarterbacks start talking about the corners you want to attack. Garbers saw the same thing in his first career start. With a pocket this time. Surveys. Floats it. Midfield. Touchdown! What a toss by Garbers. Patrick Laird reels it in. That's a 25-yard scoring strike.
How about that? We talk about Patrick Laird at the top of the show rushing the ball, and yet he's the one that comes down with a really fine reception there. And what a nice throw that time by Chase Garbers, laying it in and hitting Laird right in stride.
Greg Thomas on for the point after attempt. On its way and good in our new score with 1:46 remaining in our first quarter. The Bears from Berkeley out in front at BYU.
It shows you when you go for it on 4th down, you roll the dice a little bit when you have the momentum, and Bo Baldwin calling a nice play there, and Garbers hanging in the pocket, throwing a strike to Laird and putting Cal on the board. Garbers' numbers 3 of 6, 46 yards, and a heck of a strike to Laird.
Laird under specific instructions not to reach the football out unless it's on 4th down. Hefo brings it back to the 15, and that'll be it. Should be the final play of our first quarter. And it is. So Cal gets off to a great start, a 7-0 lead. The first career start of Chase Garbers. Redshirt freshman from Newport Beach, California. 7-0 Bears. ESPN College Football presented by Geico. Back in Provo in the start of our second quarter. Tom Ramsey, Mark Morgan, Roy Philpott inside of Lavelle Edwards Stadium, and a 7-0 lead for the Bears. I formation on 1st down. Katoa, the running back. Play action again for Mangum, who's missed his last 4 attempts. He'll end that streak. A late penalty flag as Hefo reels in the reception. Tartable in coverage. That's a gain of 16, pending the flag. Our Big 12 crew tonight, led by Reggie Smith.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 59. The penalty is declined. Result of the play, 1st down.
Jordan Kanashik, the guilty party. Team captain tonight after a 7-tackle effort against North Carolina last Saturday.
Yeah, Kanashik and Laird voted 2 season-long captains, and
the play will count to the 16-yard pickup. BYU trying to get something cooking in the second quarter. Mangum surveyed, found an open receiver far side. And a gain of 7. Well, they've got tight ends and these jumbo backs they like to get the football to quickly, and that time Mangum, it took him some time, but he got there to Katoa, the running back.
He did. I like Mangum that time, Roy. What he did, he scanned the entire field, and really the receiver was his 3rd option. I mean, he goes left to middle to right, and he knew exactly where the outlet was that time, and that's a nice gain on 1st down. On 2nd down, they'll fake the jet sweep.
And Canada needed 4. And he'll get there with a second effort. Nisqually Canada plants the leg, makes the cut, and explodes for 4 yards. A stop by Drayden.
Yeah, that's just a good second effort by Squally Canada that time. And again, you know, they just have to get back to their bread and butter, which is pound the football, push people off the line of scrimmage, and then work in play action, and then bring in your heavy set, your tight end packages, and look for Matt Bushman.
Power set again for the Cougars. Canada. Met at the line, bounces it outside. And Squally Canada to midfield. That's a first down.
I think it was Kanashik that had Canada formed up in the hole, and I mean, he delivers a textbook hit. He pow, that's 2 big men right there. And what does Canada do? Canada just bounces off it, keeps his legs going, and what I say about he keeps his shoulders square, bounces off, hits another hole. Just great effort.
Hodge now, the quarterback. Fly sweep. Dylan Colley, one-time BYU receiver, turned Hawaii wide out, and now back at BYU. Was brought down at the line, so 3rd and inches, Tom.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the the wildcat. Sometimes use it down in the plus territory. Do it in the inside the 20-yard line, midfield. This is costly, right? Now you got 3rd and 1, and Cal has stopped them before on a 3rd and 1 and made them go for it on 4th, and they didn't get it. So you got to be really careful of use of play calls here at midfield.
Mangum under center. Canada off right tackle into plus territory. That'll move the chains. Well, BYU last year just 4-9, and Kalani Sitake really had to look hard at himself in the mirror this offseason to try to figure out how the Cougars could improve on that ledger, and so far they've done exactly that. And one of the things they examined was the play of the offensive line and their play calling, and as far it's worked out fairly well. Still early.
Yeah, and again, go to what your strengths are, and I think that was a lot of the feedback they got from the players, right, Roy? I mean, they're listening to the players, and they want more maturity on the team. The player-led workouts in the offseason were also just a huge success for BYU.
Screen pass, and somehow Mangum was able to get some positive yards out of that play as Holker makes a grab.
Well, and there you see the senior experience of Tanner Mangum, where he doesn't throw a bad ball. He waited till his receiver on a slow screen got open, and Holker was able to kind of back himself into getting open, and just a heady play that time.
Second catch of the season for Dallin Holker. Fly sweep. Hifo with a running lane and shoved out of bounds near the 35. That's a gain of 9. Weaver the stop. The drive continues.
Yeah, Weaver's on his he's on the fast track there, trying to catch Hifo, and just a jet sweep that time. I really like the explosiveness of Hifo, another one of those great perimeter players for BYU, and you see how quickly he plants his foot and gets up the field for the first down.
9th play of the drive. Drop back for Mangum. Crossing pattern. Lolu Pututau, first down. 3rd grab of the night for the massive tight end. 6'5", 250.
Well, Jeff Grimes really doing a nice job here, spreading the ball around, and Lolu Pututau coming across the formation again, and again, what does Tanner Mangum do? He gets rid of the ball quick, so there's not pressure to protect him, and the Cal rush can't get to him.
You love the crossing patterns.
Love
when those
the
guys
crosses.
go across the middle.
I love the crossers against man, not so much against zone.
Simon in motion, play action. Here comes the pressure, and Mangum on a dangerous toss to Canada. Nearly had it picked off, and the Bears dialed up the pressure at the right time.
Wow, about 5 great things happened, and I'll say 2 great things happened for BYU and 3 great things happened for the Cal Bears, because they did bring blitz. They bring it off the edge. Hawkins comes hard that time, and Mangum gets it to his man, Canada, but goes off his hands, and then hello, Mr. Weaver.
Crunch time. Second down, Mangum under center. And it's been a staple of the first 2 quarters. Play action. Mangum has some real estate. Scampers out of bounds inside the 20. Jalen Hawkins tried to chase him down, couldn't get there. And a short pickup.
Well, smart play that time. I talked to the quarterback coach before the game, Aaron Roderick. He said, sometimes our quarterback's going to have to run a little bit. He's going to have to make plays with his feet. And Tanner Mangum, again, good athlete. I think a senior eyes that time, didn't have what he was looking for downfield. Get some positive yards, lessen the amount of time. Now, do they have to score 7 here, Roy? Well, it's important to get an equivalent number on the board pretty soon. I think you really want to finish this drive.
Kalani Sitake likes to go for it on 4th down. Across the middle, batted down. And that'll bring up 4th down for BYU. And here comes the field goal unit. Now Weaver right there ready and waiting, and Evan Weaver's having himself quite a first half.
Weaver just has great football IQ, and again, he's had his hand in the dirt. He knows that in order to rush a passer, if you can't get to the passer, you want to jump up and get in the line of where he's throwing the ball. And that's just great effort that time by both inside linebackers.
6 tackles and 3 passes batted down already for Evan Weaver. And here comes a 36-yard field goal attempt off the foot of Skylar Southam. From the right hash on the way. And his first attempt of the season is good, and BYU on the scoreboard for the first time. Less than 8 to go in our first half. 7-3, the Bears still out in front. Back in Provo, Tom Ramsey, Mark Morgan, Roy Philpott. It's whiteout conditions in a 7-3 ball game. Good one here inside Lavelle Edwards Stadium.
That just doesn't look fair down on the field.
That looks scary.
Put me in one of those things. I'll jump off the top turnbuckle on that guy.
Mickelson set to kick this one away for the Cougars. Interesting start in this one. We knew it would be physical. It's been exactly that and then some. And both of these teams looking for more big plays offensively. Ashton Davis from the 1. The All-American track standout stays alive near the 40 before he stepped out of bounds. There is Laird straight ahead. Well, we mentioned it at the onset as well. Cal wanted to go bigger with a grizzly package tonight. That's what they call it. And they've added more beef up front with the loss of Cameron Good. And hey, so far, so good.
And it's really matching up to the multiple tight ends look you get from BYU constantly, pretty much every series. So a crucial series here for the Cal Bears.
Less than 2 to play in our first half. Empty backfield for Garbers, who's got some real estate in front of him. Well, it took him an extra second or 2 to realize that as he scampers out at midfield.
And nobody's open downfield. Nobody. I mean, they had everybody covered up. He's scanning. He's looking down the field, but Garbers didn't see anything that time. BYU sitting in a soft zone, and then when the Cal Bear receiver runs into it, they get really kind of covered up by the man in that particular zone, so really nowhere to go with the ball. 3rd down for Cal.
Cougars have dominated with time of possession, but trail 7-3. Garbers tipped, 4th down. Kairos Tonga had back surgery 4 months ago, swatted that one away, now healthy, and he's been a factor early this year.
Kairos Tonga, number 95, about 6'5", 3, how much? 350. He is one big load right there. Great push that time, gets that big left mid in the air, knocks the ball down. Again, rushing 4 guys, everyone else is in coverage.
Just a sophomore, Tom. His best football still well in front of him. You see number 95 and he weighs 350, you gotta call him a big dude, right?
Or biscuit.
Getting away quickly by Cooch. Fair catch called for. Made at the 13. 38-yard punt. Cougars taking over. And Khyiris Tonga, boy, he was dancing yesterday at the walkthrough. We had some fun watching him. And Tom, if I didn't know any better, you were heckling just about every BYU player that walked past us, and Tonga was more than happy to engage.
Just breaking bread with the people, Phil. I like to dance.
Tonga does as well. Don't forget. Should be the final play of the first half. Trick play. As Kanashik tackle Hefo after a gain of 7. And the clock stops at the 30. Well, that was crafty.
You remember what I told our producer this week? I'm always looking for the fumble-rooski. That's a little bit, that's another version.
Calls their third and final timeout of the half. Be a 30-second timeout.
Mangum. Spot Hefo plus territory. 5 seconds remaining. That's a gain of 20. There is a flag back at the 31.
Well, that is the dash concept there. They pin Funchess, the defensive end.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the pass. Offense, number 89. He was covered up by another wideout on the end of the line. 5-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Well, that's been a point of emphasis early this season in the games we've seen.
Yeah, so Bushman was lined up on the line of scrimmage, but the outside receiver was lined up on the line of scrimmage too, therefore making Bushman ineligible. That's a good acknowledgement by the referees. But again, you know, that dash movement gets the quarterback out. You have a lot of real estate out there. That BYU had a nice route drawn up. Now I think with 5 seconds left, you take a knee and get out of the half.
And that appears to be what Kalani Sitake is elected to do. The senior quarterback under center. And he's still running around back there, where he finally kneels down. 7-3 our halftime score here in Provo. It's a throwback matchup between Cal and BYU as we send you to the studio. The halftime report. ESPN College Football is presented by Geico. Back in Provo, Utah, the start of our second half. 7-3 Cal in front of BYU on a beautiful night for college football. Right next to Y Mountain. Great to have you with us alongside of Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, Mark Morgan on the sidelines. We'll be joined by him momentarily. Defensive slugfest in that first half. Evan Weaver had 10 stops, and who's he going to tackle next?
Well, when we're talking about the middle linebacker at halftime, 10 tackles. He's doing his job for sure. Each team has not rushed the ball for over 100 yards, and I think it really has hampered Cal in a lot of ways, Roy. Most particularly, 1 of 6 on third down, and they've only run 29 plays the entire first half.
Cal gets the football to begin our third quarter, and a hard hit across the 20. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears. And to your point, first 2 quarters, the numbers pretty much tell the story.
Yeah, when you don't have efficiency on third down, it really hampers the entire process on offense. And you know, Cal, they struggled. I mean, when the leading rusher's your quarterback on 3 scrambles, that's tough, especially when Patrick Laird comes in having rushed for 95 yards a week ago against a tough North Carolina front. I think you got to hand him a ball a few more times.
Swing pass, Patrick Laird. Caught the only touchdown of the night. Way back in our second quarter, that's a gain of 5 on first down. How would you evaluate Chase Garbers in his first career start, replacing Ross Bowers from a week ago?
Well, Justin Wilcox, he said to Mark Morgan as he was running off the field the first half, he thought he did good. He thought his legs helped their offense in the first half. I think, yes, that's true. He kept plays alive, Roy, a couple times, and I think that's what you have to do. I think the young quarterback has to keep his eyes down the field and make plays.
First big play of our second half. It's 3rd and 2 for Cal.
They only converted 1 in the first half.
Empty backfield for Garbers. Has time. First down. And his weapons out of the backfield. have been impressive tonight as Patrick Laird gains 3. The drive continues. St. Anderson brought him down.
Yeah, late. I was going to say, Laird didn't get it by much, but he knew exactly where the sticks were. Ran just a little inside delay route. Let the 3 receivers clear out of the way.
Laird with 5 catches tonight. There's Wharton near side as he steps out. And close to the 40. That's a pickup of 6 yards. Vic Wharton the 3rd. Leading receiver from last year as Brandon McElwain checks back in. And this is interesting how these quarterbacks have been in this carousel. McElwain will come in for a play, then step out. Crosses the 40. It'll be 3rd and a yard.
Yeah, he runs that inside zone, and you know, again, it's tough running. Tough way to make hay on that interior of that BYU defensive line. They've been tough. They've been stout. Big 4 playing well.
McElwain at quarterback again. And the Bears pick up another 3rd down. A physical run close to midfield for Brandon McElwain. So the spark off the bench, a gain of 7. And Cal with 2 3rd down conversions already in this half.
Boy, and Roy, there is some hitting going on down there. BYU, they know it's coming with McElwain in. He did throw a pass in the first half, but that's some serious hitting by the BYU defense.
McElwain, the transfer from South Carolina, as Garbers now operates out of the shotgun. Bears with a 7-3 lead after defeating North Carolina at home last week. And here's a bust. Noah's wide open. Touchdown Bears. Gawolaku was in coverage. Noah snuck behind him, and that was it.
Kanawai Noah, yeah, just got free down the sideline, and credit Garbers for spotting him, because he ended up finding him racing along the BYU sideline, ran a little wheel route, and the DB just got caught looking inside. Gawoloku, the free safety who came up to cover Noah. This point after's good. He just got caught looking inside.
14-3 the score, nearly 3 minutes into the 3rd, and a statement drive by Cal in its first possession, Tom.
Well, you know, Cal didn't run a lot of plays in the first half, but right there I'd say that Bo Baldwin designed one to get up the sideline, and I'm a big fan of the wheel route. I think Noah did a nice job selling it that time, not getting too anxious, and ran a patient route, and Garbers just delivered a strike.
Kanawai Noah was a weapon last season for Ross Bowers, and Garbers now starting to feel a little momentum on his side, making his first career start. Tommy threw for over 8,000 yards in his high school career, 47-7 overall, so he was a winner, redshirted a season ago, and now with that extra pep in his step on the ground, he's finding some accuracy down the field.
Yeah, coming out of high school, he was an Elite 11 quarterback, not a finalist, but a regional finalist, and you know, he has great skills. Marcus Tuiasosopo before the game saying, you know, he's going to give them a good chance to win a lot of games.
Back of the end zone as Hifa will watch it sail through. And Tanner Mangum very impressive as well in a 21-0 scoring outburst.
Well, seemingly they made a lot of adjustments last week at halftime, and well, let's see if they make them now, because I think, you know, at the end of the first half they misfired a few times, and just putting 3 points on the board is not gonna get you a lot of W's.
Micah Simon, jet sweep across the 30, driven down from behind. Evan Weaver, another tackle, but a gain of 8 in the process.
Yeah, and both teams, you know, really looking to rebound. I think last year disappointed, right? Cal 5-7, and of course BYU was 4-9. A ton of injuries on both sides, but you know, head coaches, they don't, you know, last year's in the rearview mirror, right? They don't even want to really talk about it. We have to bring it up because it's the second week of the season. But Kalani Sitake's like, hey, let's focus on the now.
Mangum thinking about running it. Tosses it downfield. Holker, the intended receiver. Check that, El Bakri, the fullback. He's covered by Alex Funches.
Yeah, Funches down the field in coverage. Usually he's a rush end. Though going out, covering the fullback.
But Tom, you like the idea third, second down and short, you try to take a shot for a big play to try to spark this offense.
Yep. I do like that. Although El Bakri's really not the guy you want in the pattern. No disrespect. He's a much better blocker than a pass catcher.
Canada tackled in the backfield. He'll lose two. And the Cal defense stands tall again. Tevin Paul making the start with the tackle for loss, and BYU now 4 of 11 on third down tonight.
Nice play by Tevin Paul, Lake Travis High School. The redshirt sophomore comes off that defensive end position and just catches Canada for a loss in the backfield. And just again, heads up third down play by the Cal Bears.
Wharton back deep to receive this Rhett Allman punt. Sent from the 19. Wharton calls for the fair catch. Less drama in that sequence after a punt of 43. 10:44 remaining here in our third quarter. Back in Provo, 14-3 our score, as you see Cal offensive play caller Bo Baldwin, a couple of home runs and 5 punts tonight for the Bears offense. He's looking at that play card. Something he told us he did not want to do a lot tonight. He wanted to call the plays based on feel. He felt like he took his foot off the gas last week against North Carolina. They jumped out, Tom, to that 21-point lead. And he said, you know what, if I'm looking at the field and I'm calling plays without referencing that play card, we're going to call a better game. We're going to score more points.
Yeah. And he's been a head coach, Eastern Washington, and then the offensive coordinator last 2 years at Cal.
Ball comes out. Derek Clark lost the handle, and this may be the spark BYU needed. Touchdown Cougars. Gowoloku scooped it up.
Is a fumble recovered by the defense. Touchdown.
That's a 36-yard return. Clark, on one of his first touches of this season, lost the handle, Tom.
Yeah, Clark had 1 carry a week ago against North Carolina. He gets pasted here. He gets rocked. And I mean, the ball comes out. Gowoloku just, it's a scoop and score.
Butch Pawu got there, laid the lumber. And BYU right back in it. 14-10, just like that.
Butch Pau's played a lot of downs. He caught Derek Clark spinning, and he decided to put an end to the spin. He said, no more.
Back in Provo, Utah. And 14-10 our score, as Ross Bowers, last year's starter, he also started week 1 conversing with Derek Clark. Really just his second touch of the year. He fumbles. Gowoloku takes it to the house from 32 out. It's a new ball game. Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, Mark Morgan on a whiteout night here at Lavelle Edwards Stadium.
Some people might say a good offense is a good defense.
Davis, the track standout. Decent return up to the 26. And now Cal with pressure on its shoulders, especially first-year starter Chase Garbers.
And he has been very productive. You mentioned it earlier, Roy. He had over 750 yards a year ago receiving the ball. So he can do things with it when it's in his hands.
McElwain, quick toss. Noah, another first down as he crosses the 40-yard line in a gain of 12. And McElwain, tell you what, Tom, just thinking out loud for a second, the deeper we go into the Pac-12 season for these Bears, he's going to become a bigger factor. He looks pretty smooth.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Noah is a good perimeter player.
And there he goes again. McElwain off to the races. into BYU territory and brought down at the 40 by Zane Anderson, but he picked up 19 in the process.
That's really good running that time by Brandon McElwain. He sees the hole and he hits it 100 miles an hour.
Running tempo, a quick flag on the field. Reggie Smith and this Big 12 crew have been busy.
Full start. Offense. Number 79. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
McElwain gave a little momentum that time, and he's staying on the field. Garbers went out to replace him, and then Garbers headed back to the sideline.
McElwain, the leading rusher tonight for the Bears, with 46 rush yards. Less than a minute to go in our third quarter in Provo. They'll run him again. It's like you're playing a video game in this third quarter. You keep pressing the same X button. You call that same play. And BYU trying to slow down this Bears offense all of a sudden.
Garber's back in now. Let's say he's running the conventional offense.
If you say so.
I don't know what conventional is anymore these days, partner.
Could be the final play of the third. Looking deep. Duncan, did he get a foot in bounds? He did. Cal in the red zone, and a circus reception by Jordan Duncan, a gain of 26.
The ruling on the field is the receiver had his right foot down in bounds. It's a catch, first down.
I'm guessing this one might be reviewed. It's a spectacular catch. He tiptoes in there. That's good.
Bears running tempo, no review.
No review.
As Wharton corrals that football inside the 20.
This is the end of the third quarter.
45 minutes in the books, 15 remaining in a 14-10 contest. Cal with the lead on the road, trying to end a 5-game losing streak away from Berkeley, and so far so good for the boys from Berkeley. Start of our fourth quarter, Lavelle Edwards Stadium is rocking with the Cougars trailing Cal 14-10. Mark Morgan, Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott. Beautiful night for college football. Ninth play of the drive for Cal. McElwain at quarterback. Late toss to Laird. And that'll move the sticks. He was awfully close to crossing the line of scrimmage. No flag. First and goal for Cal.
Great feel for where he was on the field, and an even better feel, Roy, on the snap of the ball. BYU with an all-out blitz, and he was able to get out, avoid it, and then flip the ball to Laird. That was a mighty fine play.
First trip in the red zone tonight for California. McElwain will call his own number again. Makes a move. McElwain upended short of the 1-yard line. Second and goal.
Zane Anderson with another tackle there. He's creeping in. Both he and Taki really kind of starting to play off the edge now, and they're looking for that quarterback run.
Cougars want this to stay a one-possession game. Laird again in the backfield with one touchdown tonight. McElwain pulls it, crosses the goal line for the touchdown.
Well, they like to ride the hot hand. Brandon McElwain, the leading rusher for the Cal Bears, getting over from 2 yards out, and you know that's tough running. I'll tell you though, great ball fake to Patrick Laird on the inside zone. McElwain able to control it as he breaks the plane of the goal line, and the Bears get over for yet another score.
Cal on the road, extending its lead. 21-10, 13:42 remaining. And how about 85 yards in 11 plays? And McElwain starting to assert himself as a leader and a playmaker for the Golden Bears. The South Carolina transfer reaching pay dirt, and the lead extends to 11.
And the Cal Bears take the lead by 11, 21-10. Brandon McElwain with a great ball fake that time to Patrick Laird, over from 2 yards out, puts the Bears up by 11.
Now you think about the Pac-12, you're going to try to make some headway in that league this year. And if you have a mobile quarterback, it's another weapon. They've got a strong offensive line. They've got some backs, some receivers. You add that spark with athleticism under center like Brandon McElwain, you may be in business.
Yeah, you know, Roy, it's really more of a personnel matchup when I look at it. You know, a lot of teams in the Pac-12 play 11 personnel, 1 back, 1 tight end, 3 wides. And so the quarterback, when he becomes a runner, he becomes a real challenge for the defense to account for. And Brandon McElwain has definitely been a shot in the arm for them in this game, and especially here in the second half.
And now a challenge for Tanner Mangum on his 25th birthday. The senior rolls out after the play action fake, and that one bottled up. Laulu Pututau, the intended receiver, he was covered nicely out there in the flats, and Evan Weaver.
Intentional grounding. Number 17 was in the vicinity at second down.
Big number 89 applying the pressure once again, Tom Ramsey.
Boy, Evan Weaver really has had a spectacular several weeks, but Peter Sermon before the game just said, you know, he has been such a joy to coach. And really, you know, when you're seeing it well and you're able to read the guards from that interior linebacker position and make plays, that's a huge bonus for the defense.
Collie on the jet sweep with a running lane. He was hammered. Ashton Davis. Boy, he's not a track guy, and that was told to us multiple times yesterday by Tim DeRuyter, the defensive play caller for the Bears. He's a football guy that runs track.
Yeah, just a huge hit. Just a huge hit.
And on 3rd and short, that play bottled up by the Bears defense. 3 and out for BYU.
Cal Bears defense has had the answer on the up-tempo, no huddle, go for it quickly on 3rd down. They have just thwarted BYU several times tonight. Evan Weaver's like, hey, here we go again.
Davis, the big hit. A big play on that possession for Cal. Wharton lost the handle, and Cal gives it right back. Gowolaku, another big play for BYU.
A recovery by the kicking team. First down.
And the 3rd turnover of the half for the Cal Bears.
Boy, and it couldn't have come at a better time. It became Sleepyville here just a moment ago. The BYU fans got so quiet, and then Wharton fumbles. Gowolaku making his 2nd huge play of the night, one on defense, this one on special teams, and so far that's what's kept BYU sticking around.
Bears had a 24-3 lead at home against North Carolina last week, nearly gave it up. It's an 11-point advantage now. BYU threatening, starting this possession in the red zone. Mangum with time. Canada inside the 10. Upended by Josh Drayden.
Well, Mangum did a good job looking downfield, and then Canada was his late release and did a nice job. He was blocking a linebacker and then came off late, knowing he's the guy that's going to get the ball. So Mangum there doing a nice job holding it as long as he could. But again, Cal doing a nice job downfield covering the receivers.
Well, using that almost sugar huddle with a quick approach to the line. After a gain of 6. Canada dragged down from behind. Tevin Paul. And that's a loss of 2.
Tim DeRuyter has had some really good calls tonight, the defensive coordinator for Cal, because coming into this game, when BYU went heavy package, 2 tight ends or more, they brought in 4 defensive linemen. Tevin Paul got the call tonight against BYU, and he has come up big for the Bears.
On the bootleg, pressure, dangerous pass, and it's picked off. Oh, Mangum wants that one back, returned all the way up to the 40-yard line. Travion Beck after the pressure by Kanashik.
Well, Cal knew exactly what BYU was going to do there. They ran dash. They tried to pin the defensive end, and Kanashik spots it right away. He's the unblocked defender. Creates the bad pass. Interception, Bears.
What a night it has been for the Bears defense. Laird caught a touchdown in the first half, has been held in check since. We'll see if the Joker can come up with another title, the U.S. Open. He's been a runner-up a couple of times as well.
I'll be watching Fowler and Brad Gilbert, Johnny Mack. That's a good show now, and that's a great final. Delpo and the Joker. Oh, man.
Run pass option as Garber spots Noah for a gain of 6.
Yeah, you watch that Del Potro match tomorrow, you tell me.
Is he healthy?
Oh, yeah, he's healthy. Yeah.
Game on.
Except for the guy he's playing against is really healthy and really good.
Cougars need a stop here defensively in the worst way to try to hang around and attempt some sort of comeback. Bears 7 of 13 on third down. Garbers. Wharton corrals it, but 1 yard short. We'll see if Justin Wilcox wants to roll the dice. Punt team appears to be coming on the field on 4th and 1.
Yep, they were close to the sticks, and just not enough. Wharton just didn't get enough for that first down. The ball did come out of Garber's hands pretty quick.
His career catch number 102 for Vic Wharton III. Cal with this 11-point lead, under 4 to go, and BYU will have one more chance. Boy, it's been one of those grinded out, slugfest kind of games here out west. Late on a Saturday night. Punt of 45 yards. BYU takes over. 3:38 to go. As BYU takes over 1st and 10, trailing by 11. Less than 4 to go here in Provo. And the quick screen to Canada is dropped. Your overall thoughts on another exciting weekend of college football?
Well, yeah, I mean, the top 10 teams, they're not playing the strongest teams right now. But a game that I really liked was a team that we had last week, Duke. Duke going to Northwestern and winning 21-7. I thought that was pretty impressive. The other really impressive win, I thought, was Colorado winning against Scott Frost and those Nebraska Cornhuskers. I mean, Steven Montez really made a play of a game, throwing a touchdown in the last minute. That was impressive. And, of course, yeah, Clemson hanging on at College Station. That's big.
Micah Simon picks up the first down, and they're going to tack 15 more yards on with a personal foul. This Cal defense has yet to give up a touchdown tonight. Only score for BYU on the scoop and score by Gawolaku in the middle of the third quarter. So this defense for Cal has been salty.
The defender stumbled and held up the ball carrier. First down.
It's great when they pick up the laundry. No flag.
The clock will start on my ready for play.
One more look.
And Roy, what's important here, you need these big chunks, right? You need chunk yardage here. Simon, when he goes out of bounds. Now he trips right into Gerald Alexander. The coach caught it.
A sidearm delivery by Mangum for a short pickup as Katoa will gain a couple. Hit by Hicks.
And we watched practice Thursday. One of the things BYU didn't work a lot on while watching practice, they don't work a lot of 2-minute drills. So you get into these situations where you really want to kind of have different combinations of plays. You want to hurry up at the line of scrimmage, get multiple plays called without huddling, get big chunks of yardage. They just don't practice it, at least not when I saw it.
Ani Sitake, not the performance he expected tonight. You wonder too, BYU fans watching this evening and also seeing Arizona get destroyed by Houston on the road earlier today. All of a sudden it takes the luster off that road win last week in Tucson. Impressive at the time. What is Kevin Sumlin and the Wildcats this year? Backside pressure, and down goes Mangum. Zionde Johnson, his first sack of the night. And now BYU faced with 4th and long. Cougars got to go for it.
Well, Zionde Johnson just kept the motor running from the interior defensive line position. He just keeps working. Sure enough, Mangum still holding the ball, and he drills him.
BYU needs 9 to keep the drive alive. Mangum buys some time, flings it, and it's caught. Stepping out of bounds to stop the clock, Olu Pututau. And he's had himself quite a performance. That's his 5th reception and a gain of 25.
Yeah, Mangum with a nice throw to the crosser that time, and you know that's a big chunk. 2-11 and counting. You really have to take a shot here at the end zone soon.
Cougars do have all 3 timeouts remaining. Mangum sails that one high and out of bounds. Bynum with the ample coverage against Pulsifer.
Yeah, he's trying to push the ball down the field. You know, being that it's a 2-score game, Roy, you know, what do you do first, right? Do you settle? Do you go for it here on 4th down if you have the chance to? I don't know if you kick that long of a field goal. It's gonna be a tough decision here.
Field goal and a touchdown and a 2-point conversion would tie it up. Mangum flush. Cal's defensive front has set up shop in this backfield for most of the night.
Outside of the pocket, 3rd down.
And I know what you can't do, and Mangum knows you can't take a sack, because that's really going to set you back. But this is a tough 3rd down facing BYU, and you know Cal's had the answers defensively. They're getting a good pass rush with 4 guys right now, and they're dropping 7 in coverage.
3rd down. Mangum fires his strike. Pulsifer has it. That'll move the chains. Bynum in coverage, wrestled him down to the ground after a gain of 12.
Nice throw, nice catch. Pulsifer did a nice job protecting the football away from the defender. And
boy, Tom, you can feel it up here. Mangum just trying to find that rhythm that he had his freshman season. He's come close at times tonight, but hasn't found the consistency as Simon drops another one. Coverage by Drayden helped rip that football loose.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to have guys got to make plays, right? Simon has to catch the ball when the ball's thrown to him, and there he's had several drops tonight, and they'll go back and look at the film and say, wow, you know, we had some chances. You know, we didn't strike enough with the big plays, and it's so hard to manufacture explosive plays. That's a tough one. Every coach wants looking for them, but guys have to execute. It takes 11 of them.
Mangum. Pass is caught by Dylan Colley. Well, there is no 10-second runoff potentially because there's still more than a minute to go in this game, and BYU needs some points right now. Here's Mangum, flings it, end zone, caught. Ball comes out late. Colley had it, and they're going to rule him down inside the 1. It'll be 1st and goal for the Cougars.
Tanner Mangum he does still have a little magic left in his back pocket.
The ruling on the field is a catch by BYU. The receiver is subsequently down by rule.
Mangum under center. Power I formation. Play action. Mangum end zone. Touchdown. Now Bakri reels it in, and BYU in business.
Heck of a call there. El Bakri slips into the flat, and Tanner Mangum delivers. Nice throw. On time, nice catch. So go for 2 here, and again, it's helpful if they have success and make the 2-point conversion.
It'll make it a field goal contest with an onside kick to come. Cougars have all 3 timeouts
Will
remaining.
the play clock operator please reset to 25 seconds?
And here's Mangum. Back of the end zone, wide open for the 2. Micah Simon corrals it. And don't go anywhere just yet. It's 21-18. Onside kick coming your way.
I like Tanner Mangum. Doesn't give up. Turning 25 today. Makes a couple really fine throws. Leads his team down. And how about that? Simon caught the ball.
And Justin Wilcox has got to be thinking, here we go again. The game against North Carolina came down to a final onside kick sequence. And Mangum bought just enough time here.
He sure did. Kept his eyes up down the field. Nice throw.
Number 28 for Cal is changed her to 43. Number 28 is now 43.
I always feel like when a game comes down to an onside kick, I have watched a full game. That's what you want. Keep an eye on number 90 on the kickoff team in white. Corbin Kafusi, 6'9". He can go up and get it. Remember, he's a former basketball player.
Southam recovered easily by the Bears. And Jalen Hawkins sandwiched the football as quickly as he could between his 2 hands, and that'll just about do it. But Cougs do have those 3 timeouts. They'll try to make it interesting here. Cal needs 1 first down.
Yeah, the ball never came up. The short hop never happened. Went right to Hawkins. Hawkins did the right thing, get on the ground. Gained possession. Hand the ball to the referee.
McElwain on the field out of the shotgun.
Expect BYU to call a timeout as soon as they get him on the ground.
Off right tackle. Time is called. 46 seconds remaining.
BYU calls their first timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
And McElwain, a very wise maneuver there, eats up a few more seconds. Cougars now with 1 timeout left.
Calls their second timeout of the half.
Yeah, McElwain
30 seconds.
McElwain with great vision that time, running patiently, you know, setting up a block or 2.
Well, you use the next timeout, your last one, and then on 4th down, the clock would stop the change of possession, so still a chance. McElwain buys some time and a first down, and that's going to do it.
Yep.
The Cal Bears on the road win number 2 in season number 2 for Justin Wilcox. And the defense led the charge tonight, Tom Ramsey.
Yeah, and Brandon McElwain, he sure had quite the second half. I mean, that's good running. I mean, he outruns.
BYU calls their 3rd and final timeout of the game. 30 seconds.
Oh, McElwain, I mean, he you know, 5 of 7, 38 yards.
Please reset the game clock to 26 seconds. 26 seconds, please.
16 rushing attempts, 74 yards, a touchdown along a 17. I mean, you know, he became the Cal's leading rusher, and a little bit unexpected. You know, we knew we'd see him. We didn't know we'd see him this much.
How about Cal? First 2 games.
Thank you.
2 wins, 1 on the road. Scored just 24 points last week. 7 of those came on a pick 6. 21 on the board tonight. And the defense has just kept them right there while these quarterbacks start to grow up. And Bo Baldwin called a nice game tonight. And he's got himself a couple of quarterbacks going into week 3. And they'll get Idaho State back in Berkeley next weekend before Oregon comes to town. And let's see what happens in the rough and rugged Pac-12 with these Cal Bears.
Well, and one of the things we did know coming in, Justin Wilcox has a really good staff. Tim DeRuyter, former head coach. Bo Baldwin, former head coach. A lot of NFL guys, Marcus Tuiasosopo, Peter Sermon. They got some guys, coaching guys, And that pays off. That pays dividends.
21-18, the final score. Kalani Sitake, Justin Wilcox meeting at midfield. And BYU fall to 1-1, losing its home opener this evening.
You know, I think you said it. You know, Cal on the road, you know, it gives them confidence. And you know, they have Idaho State next week, but then they go right into Pac-12 play with Oregon. So it's going to be interesting.
Bears are 2-0. And year 2 of the Justin Wilcox era off and running. Another fast start as the Bears win here in Provo. Big weekend of college football. We'll wrap it up on College Football Final coming up right now.